Welcome to our YouTube channel, where we dive deep into the role of the United Nations and the pressing global challenges shaping our world. From conflict resolution and humanitarian crises to climate change, human rights, and international diplomacy, we'll explore how global policies impact nations and individuals. Subscribe now to stay informed on international affairs, expert insights, and real-world solutions to today's most urgent problems. Stay tuned with Daniel Ozuku and me.
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm so pleased to be here to discuss again a crucial topic. As you know, we deep dive into the role of the United Nations and the global challenges shaping our world. We examine how global policies impact nations and individuals. Today, we are going to discuss the role of MONUSCO in the recent Goma Crisis. Please note that I'm conducting a PhD research project on the legitimacy of military intervention in Côte d'Ivoire. Let me recall the priority task of MONUSCO mandates: protection of civilians under threats of physical violence. MONUSCO is required to prevent, deter, stop all armed groups and local militias from inflicting violence on the populations, including by preventing from invading, attacking, or surrounding major population centers, including Goma, carried out targeted offensive operations in the DRC to neutralize armed groups through an effective force intervention brigade under the full authority of force commander to conduct increased and effective joint operations with Congolese forces, maintain a proactive deployment of a mobile, flexible, robust, and effective posture. Fifth, continue to mitigate the risk to civilians before, during, and after military or police operations. On January 28, after a few days of battle, the M23 invaded Goma, and that battle resulted in the killing of more than 3,000 people. Against this backdrop, some analysts argue that MONUSCO has failed.
Capture of Goma, the capital of North Kivu province, by M23 rebels in January 2025 sent shockwaves through the region. This strategic victory, a major escalation in the conflict, marked a turning point in the crisis. It underscored the M23's growing strength and exposed the Congolese government's inability to protect its own citizens, where even the United Nations peacekeeping force, MONUSCO, despite its presence on the ground, has failed.
First, let me begin by reaffirming MONUSCO's unwavering commitment to its obligation under international humanitarian law to protect unarmed individuals seeking refuge in its bases. Following the fall of Goma on 28 January, more than 1,400 high-risk individuals have sought protection including civilian women and children. The current situation is unsustainable due to the sheer number of individuals under our protection, managing with difficult living conditions and limited supplies for longer than anticipated. MONUSCO urgently calls, and I insist, MONUSCO urgently calls for a safe, dignified, and internationally supported solution for the transfer of these individuals to an alternative secure location in full respect of their rights and choices. The continued occupation of parts of North Kivu by the M23, supported by the Rwandan Defense Forces, has severely constrained MONUSCO's ability to fully implement its mandate in the province. Freedom of movement restrictions, including roadblocks and 48-hour advance notification requirements, prevent the mission from protecting civilians and carrying out life-saving operations. Very public declarations and statements by AFC M23, clearly repeated over time and including last week, shows that the intent is to go up to Kinshasa. And it is our understanding, looking at what is going on in North Kivu, but also the onward push towards South Kivu. And we are understanding that they are pushing even further to Tanganyika. So when you see all these movements, you can understand that the intent is followed by continued action, which is not respecting the cessation of hostilities and ceasefire. And second, with regard to Sami DRC, first of all, I try to communicate that it's only in North Kivu, in Goma, that we are in our bases, but then with the conditions and the requirements, we are still moving around. And Sami DRC is also in its base, but this is in Goma. For all other places, we, the mission, are continuously performing our mandate of protection of civilians. What we see is the communication from AFC M23, and this is where we are stopping at the establishment of the appointment of a governor for Goma or a mayor for Goma, and we understand that the same is happening for Bukavu. On the vote this afternoon of the resolution, I believe it's a good timing. I don't have insight into how this vote is going to go, but my expectation is that
the fall of Goma in January 2025, in few days of battle between MONUSCO forces, Sami DRC, FRDC on one side and another side, the M23, raises questions on the capacities of MONUSCO to fully implement its mandates. The question that we'll discuss next time is, was M23 well-trained, well-armed, and well-equipped than MONUSCO?
Subscribe now to stay informed on international affairs, expert insights, and real-world solutions to today's most urgent problems. Stay tuned with Daniel Ozuku and me.